Welcome to video updates from Byron City Church. This is Pastor Mike. We're really excited that we're coming back together. We're regathering tomorrow as the household of God to come together and worship and celebrate the Lord's goodness. And I can't wait to see those who can make it tomorrow and to be there physically to just welcome you back into the house of the Lord. Let's talk about tomorrow and what it's going to look like. Well, we're going to meet same time, 10:30 a.m. for worship physically. We're going to be responsible. We're going to be socially distant and just be aware of our surroundings tomorrow. We're going to encourage masks, and we are going to be mindful of our hands and our hugs and our seating and our proximity. We don't have to shake hands to fellowship with each other. We don't have to hug. We don't have to sit with people who aren't part of our family, and we don't have to be closer than 6 feet to each other when we're coming in and when we're leaving. And so we can be mindful of our hands and our hugs and our seating and our proximity, and these things will keep us safe as we do what the Lord calls us to do, to come together to assemble and to worship Him tomorrow. Not 100%, still not feeling great, still not comfortable. That's quite okay. We're going to have Zoom where you can interact and talk with us during the worship service, and I'll tell you a little bit more about that in a minute. But we're also going to have YouTube if you just want to watch the service tomorrow, and either one of those will be available for you. And I want to say thank you to Sam and JR for what they do in that area for us. And our other ministries, we're not meeting right now physically. We'll tell you or share more information about that as things are available. Well, in the morning, we're going to celebrate God's goodness. You know, we've had a really difficult few weeks, church, and we have had some adversity, some struggles, but we've seen the Lord move. I just got off the phone with Brother Tim and just listening to him tell me the ways the Lord is revealing things to him and teaching him, even in that hospital bed. And it just tells me that there's a lot of us who have things that we would like to share that the rest of the body might benefit from. So we're going to have a time of testimony and just hear from each other. What is the Lord doing in each one of our households? So we're going to have a little testimony time. We're going to encourage one another. We are going to pray for one another. We're going to love on one another from a distance. We are going to enjoy safe fellowship and responsible fellowship. And we're going to worship the Lord through song. And we're going to experience the Lord anew and His goodness and His love. And we're going to study Psalm 122 together. That psalm says, "I was glad when they said unto me, let us go into the house of the Lord." And so we're going to talk about the joy that it brings us when we're together as the household of God. A couple other things just to remind you very quickly. Abba House, Middle Georgia. Their monthly needs are on the screen. You can hit the pause button and see the things that you can bring with you tomorrow, or you can bring them next week. Put them in the box. We'll make sure they get there. The Abba House Women's Shelter and Thrift Shop is a vitally important ministry in Middle Georgia, and so we want to support them and all that they do for the ladies there. And I want to just encourage you to continue steadfastly in prayer and being watchful in that prayer with thanksgiving, according to Colossians 4:2. You know, we've got people still struggling with COVID. Tim, and pray for Dee as she cares for him. The Hendrickson, and there are others, the Joiners, and others who just still are battling the ravages of this virus. And so we want to pray for them and ask the Lord to just bless them and to heal them and to restore them according to the power of His resurrection. We want to pray for those who are struggling with the loss of loved ones. We have people with other health concerns or just recovering from procedures in our church. We have church members who have family members with health issues. We have church members who have just encountered new jobs who need some prayer in regards to transitions. We have other church members who are struggling financially right now, and we want to pray for Abba House and Out of Darkness and all that they do to serve the Lord in such vital ways. We want to pray for Calvary Chapel, Pacasmayo, Peru, and the work that God is doing there. And so we've got a lot of opportunities, church, to continue in prayer. And as it relates to our church, we want to pray that we recognize the move of God around us. What has happened to us and this temporary setback that the enemy thought would be used to glorify Himself. God is glorifying Himself through this, and we want to recognize the move of God all around us, and so we want to be intentional about that. We want to ask the Lord to prepare us over the next couple of weeks as we begin coming back together, to prepare us for the empty tomb and the Resurrection Sunday, because Easter is just around the corner. And I don't know if you know this, but did you hear that Jesus is risen? The tomb is empty. And so, church, Easter, it's not canceled. You can join us in person or online on Sunday, April the 4th at 10:30, and we're going to worship the Lord, and we're going to celebrate that the tomb is empty. And so we've got a few weeks to prepare ourselves physically and spiritually and emotionally and holistically to hear from the Lord on that Easter Sunday. And so be praying about that day, because Resurrection Sunday obviously is a very special day, and it's a special opportunity for us to encounter the empty tomb again. I want to say thank you to the unsung heroes, those people who are continuing to be prayer warriors and lead prayer groups or prayer chains or prayer threads, and those who are taking meals to people, and those who are helping others financially. It is just so beautiful to see a church as small as ours serving and doing so much for so many people, and it is an encouragement to me as a pastor, and I just want to say thank you. You know who you are, and I know you don't want any credit. I won't mention any names, but thank you. Your ministry of serving those in need right now is so important, and we just say thank you. Don't forget, we're meeting on Wednesday nights at 6:30 for prayer and Bible study. We're going through the book of Colossians, and we're also taking an opportunity to just survey what the prayer needs are in our body and our fellowship. I also want to say thank you for your generosity. If you can go to give.byroncity.church and you can support the work of ministry. As you give to Byron City Church, you give through Byron City Church to Abba House and Out of Darkness and Calvary Chapel, Pacasmayo, and other ministries that we support or provide venues for. And so thank you for seeking the Lord in this area. God's always been faithful, and we know He will continue to, and so we just ask you to seek Him in this regard. Well, thank you, church. We're looking forward to worshiping with you tomorrow and seeing how we might encounter the Lord anew. God is so good. May the Lord richly bless your day, and may He do abundantly and exceedingly more than you ever hoped, thought, or imagined.